Welcome. My name is Judy Arizosa, and I am the host of the Air Hug Community Podcast. And if you're new here, let me just tell you what we're all about. We are a community that believes supporting each other can be wonderful, and it helps improve the lives of others as well as our life. We believe in living well, and that includes physical fitness, eating well, but also mental fitness. We believe that movement should be fun, and that eating to live better should also be fun and delicious. We have conversations and stories from guests and myself that are often inspired by the thousands of conversations I've had one-on-one with working with women over the last dozen years, but also with conversations with several of my besties with our one-on-one walks that we love to take together. So have a listen, and I'm really glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, we are keeping this recording, so we're going to keep it. It's good enough. You know what I like to say? Done is better than perfect. So yeah, you're probably going to hear, I'm in the car, in case you didn't hear that before. You might hear my indicator go off. You might hear cars going vroom, like right now. Well, maybe they went, maybe they didn't. By, but you know what? It is what it is, and it's kind of like we're going on a little journey together and having a conversation. So there's that. Well, apparently we are. This is kind of silly. I always wondered what the sound would be like in the car here, and so I am really in the car, which is, I don't know, I'm driving. I gotta go to pick up my meat allotment that I buy pretty much monthly from a local farm here. I kind of find it relaxing to take a bit of a drive, but it is a bit of a drive, so it'll take me a while to get there. So let's try chatting. So I don't know if you can hear the air conditioning. It's gonna quiet down in a minute, but anyways, it's kind of like a nice noise machine. I don't know. Anyway, it's Friday, and of course I'm in a good mood. I'm always in a good mood, mostly, but Friday's even more so, right? Because I'm counting down the hours where my husband and I get to have some fun, right? We're going to go out 2 nights this weekend. Got a family thing on Sunday, so we're looking at a good weekend. So anyways, here's what I want to talk about today. And I'm talking about this because it's one of those topics that comes up quite a bit in conversation with my Air Hug community training members and nutrition members. And so the question is, does collagen really work? So what we know right now, what you know, is that collagen is actually a very popular supplement right now, and it's not inexpensive. And so, you know, it's touted to help with everything from joint pain to skin health to hair growth, gut health, and even being promoted as a excellent source of protein. So let's talk about that. That's an awful lot of claims, right, for an expensive powdery substance that up until a few years ago really wasn't even on the market commercially. And now it's like everyone is like doing this collagen in their coffee or their smoothies or whatever. I don't know what else you put it in. So what is collagen? Collagen is a structural protein. It is vital to skin, bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. But here's the thing. Our body makes it. But here's the thing. Our body makes less of it or breaks down more of it as we age. I know, it added to the list, right? So, collagen, some very smart people thought, well, why don't we just sell it and let people take it, and they will think that, you know, maybe they're getting more collagen. And so there are a number of studies that have been done on it. The problem is there are not a lot of studies that are unbiased. A lot of them are funded by the actual supplement companies, and so of course that makes them biased by definition. So make sure if you're looking up studies that you can actually know that they're validated. So if you want the studies that I reference in this podcast, you can just drop me a note and a message, and I will provide that list for you. So All right, so what are the sources of collagen supplements? First of all, collagen supplements, collagen itself is only made by animals. So vegans take note. Collagen is only made by animals. The two sources that are most commonly used, in fact, the only two that I know of, are bovine collagen, just from like the cow species, or fish collagen, and specifically from the skins of fish. A lot of it comes from the skin of fish. So the other thing is, you can get collagen from the food you eat, like meat, poultry, fish, some bone broth, fish skin, which is kind of what we don't eat. But like if you ever, I know most of us eat fresh or frozen salmon, but back in the day there would be canned salmon, and the skin might have been mixed in with it, which is not a bad thing, and even some of the bones. But anyways, right now that sounds kind of gross compared to a great piece of salmon that you could get. So, all right, I got to pay attention here because I'm going under a one-lane bridge, and I actually have notes on my steering wheel, but I don't think I want to look at them right now. Okay, we have gotten through, and now back out in the open. Not quite on the country roads yet, but we're getting very close. Okay, so where was I? The bottom of the page. What types of collagen are there? People will say there's differences and there's different types. Well, there's hydrolyzed collagen, there's peptides, and then there's gelatin. So hydrolyzed just refers to how it's processed. So hydrolyzed collagen uses heat, enzymes, or acid to break the complete protein or the protein up into shorter chain peptides. But basically your body treats hydrolyzed collagen and collagen peptides the same. No difference there. Gelatin is actually gelatin, and it's gelatin because it's been cooked. So it's generally bovine collagen that's been cooked. So things like Jell-O, right, are in that category. All right, so we absorb hydrolyzed and peptide collagen the same, so there's no difference there. There really isn't much difference between gelatin and collagen to begin with. In fact, many of the studies that were done on, I believe it on Joint Health, they actually use gelatin and not collagen. So there's that. All right, so let's go through these ailments or whatever, these purported benefits one by one, and see what the actual research, the unbiased research showed. So, because I looked up some research separate, I looked up a couple different times and places, and it's interesting, you know, you can find like things that are said well, and I'm like, lo and behold, they were, you know, studies that were funded by supplement companies. Okay, so joint pain, let's start there. All right, there is some research to support the fact that a type 2 collagen, if taken with vitamin C, can help your body make collagen. So here's the thing, your body needs vitamin C to make collagen. So do we know if it's from the vitamin C or from the supplemental collagen? We don't. So again, there is a review of a research, but it's not sufficient, all right, to support the benefits for osteoarthritis and tendinopathy. Tendinopathy just means like something that's wrong with your tendons. Okay, so here's the deal. Most of the amino acids that are in collagen, our body can make. So if we're eating a diet with adequate protein, then the collagen really, which is very expensive, is not really necessary. So what do we need these amino acids for in our body anyway? They make things that are necessary for our physiology to function well. So they make enzymes. They help with hormones. They help with neurotransmitters. All right. They do help with smoothing wrinkles. All right. It makes our skin plump and elastic and supple. And again, supplemental collagen theoretically should help, but it's really unclear as to whether it does or not. I need to pop in here and let you know one thing. that I was, when I went back and listened to this, I had forgotten to mention this. And of course, now that I'm driving and I put my notes down, I'm drawing a blank. Like, I was like, don't forget to tell them this. Oh, okay, so your body is going to use collagen how it wants to use collagen, not how you think it should use collagen. So let's say you really need to repair muscles and, beef up your neurotransmitters, beef up your hormones, and that kind of thing, but you also want to get rid of your wrinkles. Well, just because you think you're going to get rid of your wrinkles with taking more collagen, it doesn't necessarily work that way. Your body is going to take care of what it needs to take care of first. And wrinkles, and plump, smooth skin are pretty low on the list, as you can kind of tell as we age, right? So don't be disappointed when you do all that and your wrinkles don't disappear, but it is what it is. So you just got to keep that in mind as well. Okay, let's get back to where we were. The other thing is the supplements don't do anything to decrease Collagen Is, which is an enzyme that breaks down collagen. So we don't really want to have a lot of Collagen Is floating around because it's going to contribute to a lack of collagen in our skin. So ways to improve our skin with collagen. So use skincare products with vitamin C, retinol, glycolic acid, and or hyaluronic acid. So the conclusion here is, compared to all those other things, collagen really is a minor contributor. And so, you can decide how much you want to pay for a minor contribution. I don't know, maybe you should be putting your money, if you're doing it only for skincare, into things like, I'm going to let this lady go, like retinol and hyaluronic acid. By the way, that's where my money is. And also vitamin C. And the vitamin C is topical and oral. So anyways, let's talk about collagen as a protein source, because this is where I worry about a lot of people. They're using collagen just as where in the past they may have been using a whey-based protein or casein. Those are both dairy proteins, or a non-dairy protein such as a plant-based one or egg whites. And now they're using collagen instead of those. And this is where the problem is, because collagen alone is not a great source of protein. First of all, it's an incomplete protein. And if you remember back to biology class, incomplete proteins do not have all of the 9 essential amino acids. And what are the 9 essential amino acids? I'm not going to name them. I'll tell you one in a little bit. But the fact of the matter is that we can't make them. We must ingest them. And if collagen is one of our main sources of protein, we are falling short. That's not good for us. We're not efficient that way. We're not going to be able to make our hormones, make our enzymes, again, repair our muscles, all those things, take care of our joints. Those things are not going to happen if collagen is one of our main sources of protein. So just keep that in mind. It's a supplement. It's not a main source of protein. All right. Let's talk about muscle recovery. All right. For example, post-workout, you need to have muscle recovery, and collagen is not going to cut it, because what we need is leucine. That is one of the amino acids that is very important to us, and collagen is a poor source of leucine. So there's that. So if you want to have great recovery post-workout, you want to have a protein that is something along the lines of whey or casein. And if you don't do dairy, you could go to soy. And if you don't do soy, you can do a non-soy plant-based combo that comes to a complete protein. And there are plenty of them on the market. You just have to do a little bit of work to figure it out. Got to be a little bit of a detective. Okay, gut health. Okay, sorry. These country roads all look the same to me. Okay, I'm going to go straight. But I'm at this 4 corners, and it could be like any 4 corners with a cornfield on 2 corners. Okay. All right. Gut health. Okay. So collagen does have something called glutamine and glycine, which maybe will be helpful for intestinal integrity, but there's insufficient objective evidence. All right. So the other thing is pre and postnatal. So I know there's a lot going on about women who at like 35 weeks gestation through delivery and post delivery. The theory is that they need more protein, and people think that collagen, it's, might be great. But the thing is, because it's not a complete protein, it's really not as good as option as eating real food. So, and then there's vegans who might be indicated for wanting collagen to have more of a protein source, but it's an animal product, so vegans are not going to take an animal product. So, should you or should you not supplement? Well, let's go through this. As far as joints go, there's weak evidence to support taking an expensive supplement. Skin and hair, there's weak evidence to support the fact that it will actually help. How about as a protein? There's even weaker evidence to support, basically because collagen is an incomplete protein. And gut health, again, it goes in the even weaker category, as does late pregnancy into postnatal weeks. So, are you still confused? Still want to hold on to that collagen and do that supplement and throw it in your coffee or your smoothie? Well, here's what you want to think. Quality matters. All right. So there are many collagens that actually, I think I'm going to turn right here. More cornfields. Okay, let's try this. I go here once in a while, then I get lost every time. Where was I? Okay, you need to look for collagen. If you really want to ensure quality, look for a product that is third-party tested. And one of the great third parties that is great is called U.S. Pharmacopoeia. And they have a green and white icon that products that have been tested by U.S. Pharmacopoeia will have that green and white icon on the label. You can actually go to their website. I'll put that in the show notes, uspharmacopoeia.com, and you can find a list of all things that they have third-party tested and found to be exactly what they are: purity of label, truth in labeling, and not adding anything else in. So, all right, now there's an alternative. We talked about gelatin, right, at the beginning of the talk. Well, basically, gelatin is the same thing. It's cheap, it's safe, and here's the thing: gelatin is a food and not a supplement. And so it's exposed to much stricter regulatory regulations, I guess you could say, versus the supplement industry is not a regulated industry. The food industry is. So think about that, right? So the bottom line is you need to get enough protein, especially proteins with the essential amino acids in your body, and enough vitamin C. And if you're doing that, your body is going to do its best to make its own collagen. Again, there's some little evidence, that, not little evidence, there's evidence that as we age, we make more of that collagen Is that breaks down protein. So the best we can do is try and make as much of it as we can, because we do know that the supplements don't do anything to get rid of the collagen Is. So maybe the next round of supplements would be like something that eats collagen Is, and then we would be left with more collagen. So just a thought. Any of you scientists out there want to be the ones to do that. So make sure that you're not replacing any of your daily protein with collagen. And I found it tempting to do that on days where, like, I mostly only have 3 meals a day, so I really do need to eat a pretty big serving of protein, right? In order to, I'm so lost. This is what I did last time. It's okay. You don't want to fall into the trap of using collagen as a source of protein. So don't do it. And I know I've talked to many women who are doing it. So, and that's another big reason why I wanted to come in and do this talk based on questions. So listen, if you want the references, send me a message. Look in the show notes. You can find ways to contact me there. And we can talk about this. But here's the thing. I love to bring you conversations and topics about what the truth is about what we're putting in our body, versus what, the supplement industry wants us to believe. And So we really have to do our best to learn about these things and make sure that we're making informed decisions. And so when I can do that along to help you, I most certainly will. Coming up in a future issue here, issue or episode? I think we call them episodes when they're voice, not issues, because we're technically not in print, but we are on the website. Anyways, where was I going with that? Oh, a future issue. We're going to be talking about macros and what are macronutrients and why should we care. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening. It has been my pleasure to chat with you. It always is. I love to come on and chat on the Air Hug community. So I'm going to take a listen to this, and if there's not too much background noise, we're going to keep it, and if not, I'll be re-recording it. So, ciao. Yes, we are keeping this recording. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I would appreciate any and all reviews that you put on Apple, and ratings and subscriptions. Have a great day, and I will see you next Tuesday here on the Air Hug Community Podcast.